everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to another start to finish layout using a load prompt. Now this is not on my finished page, but this has to do with my layout today. So I'm going to be playing with a load prompt that was back in February, and of course it was about the Wizard of Oz and things like that, but it was basically about return to Kansas. Yes, Kansas. And so you were supposed to scrapbook about something you know, or something you've always known, or the technique prompt was to go back and do a scrap lift of one of your previous layouts. So I thought that's what I will do. I haven't done that for a while, so I'm going to scrap lift myself. So this is the one I'm going to do. This is one of my go-to scrap lifts. It is so simple to do and it's so fun to do. It's so quick to do, and it's basically just using 5 cut apart cards or journaling cards, but that's not what I'm going to do today. But I'm going to absolutely scrap lift this page, and this course is just my little one in college, and I think I may do it this way, but this is the photo I'm going to use today. It's a photo of my sister and her new her little play car. So her 1941 something car, I don't know, but I have the details coming, and I might just call it 1941. But anyways, this car is like, I call it her Bonnie and Clyde car because her hubby has another one of these. And so when they sit side by side, they look like Bonnie and Clyde. Maybe that's why I should call it as Bonnie and Clyde. But anyways, so fun to do. And so this is going to be simply a quick page, and then also to document something that my sister and her hubby are, you know, what they're doing in their lives. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the technique prompt today. And so what I'm going to do is also in our paper pad party, which is what we're going to do, is that I'm going to play with a 6x6 paper pad. And this one is called Doe Crafts Paper Mania Presents Happy Days. And so, of course, when I see this 1941 car, I thought of that type of happy day, that type of mood and feel. And so I pulled this. And I think I got this at Joann's several years ago. But you can see that it's basically gives you that mood and feel of the 40s. That vintage 40s retro, I guess is what they call it now. Now, some of this has to do, I think, with sewing and crafting. I'm not sure. It says Happy Days, brought to you in full Technicolor. Very, very fun, okay? But yeah, there's some doilies, but that looks like it's sewing. But you see that, to me, the colors, if I skip some of these, okay? Definitely that feel of the 1940s. See, there's that sewing, but I'm going to skip over those, okay? And sometimes when you're looking at a paper pad, you have to look at it overall as the entire paper pad, not just kind of look, well, this is sewing, this is crafting. No, you kind of have to look at it individually, because some people would say, oh, well, that's sewing and crafting, and that's home, you know, homemaking type of thing. But no, there's some others in here. See, there's some signs. And then what caught my eye, and I knew I had this paper. See, very, very fun, okay? A lot of geometrics in this. Of course, there's soup cans, which I think I'm going to use that. I like that. It gives me that vintage feel. Is this right here, okay? And, of course, you can see it has on here about cars and haberdashery and automobiles and just fun stuff, okay? Uncle Bob, come and get it. Yes, okay. So again, there's that turquoise. I love both of that. So there's the vintage signs. There's floral, but I'll skip that because I'm trying to do, you know, not use florals on everything. There's chevron, okay. But then this was the one that I knew I had, and this is the one I was thinking about. Of course, there's cherries, okay. But then it was this soda pop, okay. I love this soda pop. To me, it reminds me of the 1941 and that photo. You know, the mood and feel. So I think I will do that, okay? So that is my plan, is to scrap lift myself. So what I will do is that I will take the papers that I want. Of course, I think I'm going to go with this design because my photo is not in vertical, it is in horizontal, and I think this is what I'll do. Or maybe I'll switch it and I'll put the photo here and 2, 3 or 4s up here and then line it down that way. That could be. But it's all about scrap lifting yourself. So when you are picking out a layout and you like the design, I suggest you snap a photo of it, print it out, and keep that in with your other inspiration. Just because it's your layout doesn't mean you can't be inspired by your own. And then when you do that, then rotate your favorite scrap you know, your scrap lift. And so I can rotate this and see what I come up with. Oh, so see, that would be fun too. Okay. Oh, I like that. That might be what I do. I really like that. So that's what I'll do. These 3x4s, which were already, you know, pre-cut. They were journaling cards. I'm going to do that with this 6x6 paper. And so, of course, the papers that I want to showcase, I will just pick. And one will be that soda pop. One, I think, is going to be that tin can. And you know what I'm in the mood to watch now? Brother, where art thou? This reminds me of that. So, yes, definitely like that. And then, of course, when I cut this into 3x4, I will make sure that I get right there where it says that Uncle Bob's Automobiles, I'll make sure I get that in my 3x4 cut, okay? Because that's what all of these are, is 3x4. So that is basically very, very simple. And of course, I'll just get a piece of cardstock. Maybe I'll mat it with something fun on the outer mat. Who knows, something fun. And then the other thing I'm going to play with is wood veneer, because I know I had automobile wood veneer, so I just pulled that. So I'm going to play with some wood veneer, get a car on there at least. Maybe I could use Explore. Okay, Discover. And this is something that when you are organizing wood veneer, there are so many ways to do this. There's no wrong way, no right way, but organize your wood veneer how you would use that, okay? So I had some words that said journey, discover, explore, vacation. So I went ahead and put some of those, not all of them, I put some of them in with my car because I may not think about using those words, but if they're in there together with the automobiles, and I even put in a couple geotags, even though I have a whole tray of geotags, there's nothing wrong with dividing up your supplies so that when I see the automobile, I will see the geotag, I will see the words, okay? You can split them up. You can even take some of where you have geotags, you can take some of your cars and stick in your geotag organizer with your wood veneer. So cross them over so it's not just one and done, okay? When you see one, you see the other. Absolutely. So then my other challenge I'm going to do is that it said to scrap lift yourself. And so, of course, I have an embellishment kit that I have here that is from layouts that I have done, but this has been bits and bobs and leftovers. And I thought, well, that's what I will do. I will see if I can not only scrap lift, but then also to maybe recycle some of these that didn't land on a page. I mean, there's all kinds of things in there, every color. And even if I have leftover stickers, I just stick them on the lid. And this is just a 4x6 photo box. And I think this is a perfect way to make a homemade, cheap DIY embellishment kit. Just put your bits and bobs in your leftovers, shut that lid, and then keep it on your desk, okay? Very fun. See, there's a star, there's some flair. Oh yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. Paper clips, sequins, even some twine in there. So that is what I'm going to do. That is the beginning. That's how I'm going to start the page. I mean, basically everything's done. Now it's just time to play, put on a video, have some fun. Let's get into some summer scrapbooking and have a paper pad party. Yes, with this Happy Days. Oh, remember that show, Happy Days? Oh, Joni and Chachi and the Fawns. Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, so I will be back with a finished page. I hope you're scrapbooking right along with me in this paper pad party. And if you have this paper pad, what did you use to scrapbook with? You know, what did you use? Oh, see right there, some cars. It was on an orange paper. Where was that? Maybe I didn't go far enough. Oh, see, now there's that red checkered. Well, you know, that looks like the 40s diner. Okay. Oh, see, there's the orange. Automobiles. You know that's got to make it. Absolutely. Okay. Now, what will I pick out for a font for my thicker? Oh, you know what? You know what I could do? Oh, hang on. Hold the phone. Oh, yes. Hit the brakes. Yes, hit the brakes. I have an idea here. I've had my catalog binder out because I've been looking at it so much lately. And isn't that something that when you have a supply that you're using, you keep using it? And there's nothing wrong with that. We all go through cycles. But I've been playing with my slice machine lately, and I know that I have a travel slice card, and I will tell you, when you have whatever, whether it's a silhouette or a Cricut or whatever type of electronic cutting machine, and you have these type of images, if you can somehow get them in like a little bit of a catalog or a quick reference, it makes all the difference in the world. Because I will tell you, there isn't anything I need for the next few years just by looking at what I have for my slice. Okay, now I know I had one that said travel. So let's just see what's in the travel, okay? I just had this out. Oh my goodness, there's gas pumps. Yes, that would be perfect. Gas pumps and these road signs. Oh, and this really looks kind of like a retro sign. Oh yes, I think I'm going to have to break out I think, oh, that says road trip. Yeah, they had to go on a road trip to get that car, so maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe instead of breaking out a thickers, you know, a thicker pack, maybe I could use my slice machine. I don't know. It depends on how creative I can get. Okay, but that's all. That's what the summer scrapbooking is about, is maybe using some things you haven't had time to play with, okay? Because sometimes we're indoors because the weather is so hot, and you get a little bit more time to play, a little bit more downtime. And then absolutely, I could look at these words and expressions. I simply could use one of these word expressions for my title. I haven't done that for a long time. I haven't used these cartridges for a few years. I'm just going to be honest. But I'll see what type of titles. I mean, right here's one that says sister. Yeah, I could put 1941 sister. Yeah, since that is the year of her Bonnie and Clyde car. Yeah, okay. And I know I'm going to do another layout down the road that's going to have a picture of her hubby's vehicle. And maybe I will call that one Bonnie and Clyde. But I definitely will look at this because this is something I don't use a lot of. No. But some ideas. Definitely going to get that gas pump on there with that wood veneer. Oh, yes. Oh, and then maybe the word journey. Absolutely. Okay, so that is my beginning of the page. Come back and I will show you how I finished the page. Having a whole lot of better fun in the happy days. Yes. Okay, so come back. I will just keep playing. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back with my finished page, and I love how it turned out, but I also love how quick it was to do, because this is a scrap lift of a layout that I've done several times in the past, and so this is the one that I did originally, and then I copy it every so often. So if you see, if I do it rotate once, that's exactly what it looks like. And so I just really, really like this design, because if you see on my page, well, I'll show you this one. I have 5 journaling cards, okay? You could easily mat those and give yourself 10, okay? And then the beauty of that is not only is it journaling cards, but then you could also use a 6x6 paper pad, which is what I did, and then you could cut those to your 3x4 size, or then what you could do is use scraps. I mean, so you could do that 3 different ways. And then the other thing is that the beauty is that you can rotate it, okay? Rotate, 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 and it all looks good. And then the other thing is that if you wanted to do more than one photo, just replace these 2 journaling cards with 2 photos, and then again you could rotate it 4 more times. Yeah, it just never gets old. I just really like that. And that is one of those layouts that I took a photo of, and I actually printed the picture, and I keep it in my inspiration so I don't forget to do that. I just love this this page design because it's very simple, and then you get to play with embellishments, okay? And so you don't have to always break out a paper pad. You can use scraps, or you could use journaling cards. So what I did was took this Happy Days paper pad, took 5 pieces of paper, cut them down into 3x4 size, and then I broke out my corner rounder because I wanted that rounded corner because of my photo. And of course my photo is my sister with her Bonnie and Clyde car, and because of the tires and the shape, that's why sometimes when I say, when you're talking about movement, automobile, that is definitely movement because of the tires, a corner rounder really helps you with that. It just is another mood and feel aspect of your layout. Love that. Okay, so then all I did was take those 5 3x4 I'm going to say journaling cards, but they came from my paper pad. And then I just put them in a grid-like form, and I put that on white bezel cardstock, and then I matted it with a high energy, bold, almost neon color, My Mind's Eye paper, and it was this. It was from the Jubilee line, I think about 5 years ago. And it seems like to me that this paper is older than 5 years, but it's from 2014. And so if you have a big, bold design like this and you have trouble using it, you can definitely cut it down into these 3x4 journaling cards, and you get a small sampling of it. But then also you can gut it and then use a design like that for an outside mat. Works perfect every time, okay? And so you can see, I'll flip it over, and that is how much I gutted from this piece of paper, just like that, because I knew I was going to have embellishments and I wanted some weight. And then of course I stabilized it a little bit with adding that washi tape there. Yes. Okay, so now let's talk about embellishments for a minute. Okay, because I definitely wanted to get those gas pumps on there. I did that, but then I was having trouble with my slice machine, so I had to resort to some thickers for my title, and I had this just nearby. So I thought, why not go ahead and use these numbers? This pack is getting down to the wire, but I'm going to use every bit. I love this set. And so I just used 1941. And remember, if you run out of 9s, you can always flip over a 6. Yes, okay? So I put that 1941. And then all these other things, other than my wood veneer, which I'll talk about that in a minute, and these gas pumps, I just use from this embellishment kit. But these gas pumps, I used my slice machine, and I cut 3 of them. 2 of them were in the turquoise, and I layered them with foam tape on top of another, this is red and turquoise, just to give it a little bit of a shadow. So that's 3 of those cuts. Of those gas pumps. It's just that there's foam tape in between 2 and shadowed with another. Very, just a fun embellishment. And, you know, if you would have bought that, that'd probably been about $1.19. But isn't that something? Just making that with paper. And I can't say enough about foam tape. Yeah, you can take the most boring sticker, slap some foam tape on it, and you got a dimension. And then, of course, I just had some bits and bobs of puffy stickers, and I put them on there like it was gas dials. And then everything else came from this embellishment kit. And so I've said this before, I think maybe in a mixer, but an embellishment kit. And so for years, what I would do is if I had leftovers, I would put them in a bowl. And then after a while, they would get dusty, and I felt that they felt old, and I didn't want to use them, so I got away from putting leftovers in a bowl. And so then I thought, well, put them in a 4x6 photo case, then they won't get dusty. And then the best part is that I can take this back and forth, whether I'm trailing or I'm home scrapbooking, just move it back and forth my desk, and nothing gets knocked over, and it doesn't get dusty. So again, this is just a 4x6 photo box, and so all these little bits and bobs, other than my wood veneer, came from this because it's a collection of everything. So all of these small scraps here, they will all get put in there because I really don't do too much with small scraps like that. But I do like the design. And then, you know, see, all these little bits and bobs, they all get put back in there. Very, very fun, okay? And then also, yes, I wanted to show this. Sometimes when I have little scraps like this, what I will do is if I have a punch nearby, now I've been working on some Disney pages, so I have a Disney, you know, Mickey head. So what I will do is I will go ahead and simply, if it's a heart punch or a butterfly, or right now it's Mickey, been playing with Mickey, I will go ahead and punch, and so I don't have to deal with these small scraps because I will use this quicker than I will this scrap, okay? I'm going to show you another little quick tip that I do when I have small scraps. I'm going to try to get one more of this. Maybe not. Okay. So one other quick way when you have small scraps like this, you want to throw it in your embellishment kit, is to use your corner rounder. Okay. And so we're going to take this little scrap. Okay. And we are simply going to make ourselves a label like a tab. And all we had to do is break out the corner rounder. So I try to do something with those scraps before I throw them in there because it's just more fun to play with that when they're already in a shape or in a punch, okay? And you already have it laying here. You might as well do something with them. Okay, so then the other thing I used was wood veneer, okay? And so if you look on my layout, my wood veneer make a visual triangle. And of course, they're all pertaining to my layout of Journey and the car, of course, and the geotag, because it all has to do with travel. And so that's the beauty of having embellishments and a variety of supplies. Absolutely. So my journaling is going to go here. It's just a few lines. It's just a few lines about my sister and her hubby traveling to get this 1941, oh, I don't even know what the name of this car is. But anyways, she told me something interesting. She said it was manufactured in 1939, but the title states it's 1941. So I guess that has to do with manufacturing and hot off the assembly line. It's funny how that works. But she found out where it was made, and yeah, she knows everything. And so they're restoring it. And so, of course, my journaling will go there, and it'll just say just those small details. So that is basically my page, my scrap lifted page, using a load prompt, and then also to getting a fun story on there about my sister's little toy car. Yeah, I think I should give her a name, something like from ZZ Top, because yeah, that's what that car reminds me of. Bonnie and Clyde or ZZ Top. Yeah. Oh, that's the 80s days. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm just rambling at this point, but I just had fun putting on a video and just playing with 5 pieces of paper in a 3x4 size, and then just having fun with my embellishment clusters. Now, you could say, does 1941, does that act as your title, or is it down here, the journey, or is it down here at my story? And so in this case, you will see that all of these are basically the same size as far as my clusters, and I did that on purpose because you could take all 3 of those as a title or a subtitle. So sometimes it doesn't always have to be a honking title with 2 other smaller embellishment clusters. No, what I did was I kept them all the same size. And then also too, when you are playing with embellishments, and if they don't work for you, cover them up. So this globe up here was from the Chamel Starshine, and underneath it, it has like pink and blue flowers. So I just took this red scrap that was in my embellishment kit, covered it up, and then I got to use that as a title base, that die cut globe for a title base for that 1941 or subtitle. And then of course down here use the wood veneer journey, and I use the tag that says my story because this car has a story. Yes, it does. Okay, so that is all I have for this start to finish. Very fun to play with this. And it was also fun to play with a lot of different color because I really didn't say, well, did I need this or did I need that? I got to play with a variety of colors. You know, you can see the turquoise and the red and the orange and the yellow and the black and the pink. It's just all there. So that's why making a mat of multicolor ties it all in together. Yes. Okay. So this was a quick start to finish page, but definitely fun. And of course, you know, definitely fun to play with the load event. I never get tired of that. And I never get tired of playing with a paper pad for a quick page. Yeah, so you'll see some more of that coming up in our paper pad party over the summer. And we have a lot coming up. And so we also do have our Summer Space Shape Up Round 2 happening right now. So definitely hop in and play along with that. You can see the first week 1 details for all of that. Yes, so that's all I have for today. Come back to RTS because you never know what we're gonna do. Bye.